Afternoon. Afternoon, everybody. So it is Friday. I hope you guys are having a good weekend, whenever you do get around to watching this anyways. So we are looking at operations within radicals and what we do to go ahead and simplify those and how we simplify those. So let's go ahead and let's get started. You take an expression like 3, now just so you're aware, this is a square root, that's what you call standard form. But there are other radicals that are not square roots and they have a different representation of their meaning. So this is a square root. If I put a 3 here, this is called the cubed root. If I was to put a 4 here, that would be the 4th root, and a 5th, and a 6th, and so on, okay? So that's all that means. Now you're not looking to find the cubed root of a number, at least not right this second, okay? So whenever you have radicals, you think of them as a variable. So if I had 3x minus 2y minus 7x plus 6y, when I added these together, I would only combine the like terms, right? Well, it's the same idea here. And since you're adding and subtracting, all you add or subtract are the coefficients, okay? So I have 3 cubed root of 15 and negative 7 root of 15. Okay? I'm going to simplify those. 3 and negative 7 is negative 4 cubed root of 15. Now I have minus 2 square root of 11 plus 6 square root of 11. Now I can rewrite these because adding and subtracting is commutative as well as associative. Okay? So now I do 6 and negative 2 is plus 4 square root of 11. Okay? And I can't simplify the cubed root of 15 or the square root of 11, so there's my answer. And that's all there is to this. Okay? We'll look at another example. This example, however, okay, I have a 20, I have a 2, and I have an 18. These are not like terms. They're all different. So now I have to use those simplifying radical rules that we used. And we want to see if we can simplify any of these radicals first to make them like terms. Okay, so 20 I can write as the square root of 4 times 5. 4 is a perfect square. Plus 3, 2 is not, it can't be simplified at all. So I leave that one alone. And this is 3 square root. 18 is going to be 9 times 2. 9 is a perfect square. So now we're going to separate these. Negative 2, that's radical 4 times radical 5. And remember, this is multiplication. Plus 3 radical 2 minus 3 times radical 9 times radical 2. Now you're going to look at your radicals and you're going to see which ones of these can I simplify and which ones am I just stuck with. Radical 2 cannot be simplified, so I know those are still going to be in my answer somewhere. Okay, so I look at radical 4. Radical 4 definitely simplifies. So this is negative 2 times square root of 4 is 2, radical 5, plus 3 radical 2, minus 3 times the square root of 9 is 3, radical 2. Now you're going to do one more simplification, and then you'll be done. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, square root of 5, plus 3 square root of 2, minus 3 times 3 is 9 square root of 2. And now you combine your like terms. Negative 4 radical 5 doesn't have any like terms. 3 and negative 9 is going to be negative 6 radical 2. And there's your answer. Okay? Now guys, remember, today when we talked about the notes, I went over some helpful ways to remember how, or some helpful ways to write your notes. So make sure when you're doing your steps that you're actually, that you're actually trying to write good steps that will help you go back and look at the problem and be able to do the new problems that I give you. So I look at number 3. Now this one, so the last two I did was adding and subtracting. This next one I'm doing is multiplication, okay? And we're going to use our polynomial expansion to do this. So you can use FOIL, or you can use the area method, or we also know it as the box method, okay? So when I look at this, I'll show you both ways. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 3 plus square root of 2 is 3 square root of 2. Square root of 2 times 5 is plus 5 square root of 2. And this is plus 3. Now, just like if I had a variable, if I had x and plus 3x, when I did this, this would be 3x squared. This is going to be 3 radical 2 squared. Okay? So now let's start simplifying. So this is 5 plus 3 and 5, since these are like terms, is 8 square root of 2 plus 3 times. Now we went over this the last couple days. The square root of 2 squared, these are opposite operations, so these cancel each other out, and this is just 2. Simplify again. 5 plus 8 radical 2 plus 3 times 2 is 6. Now I combine my like terms again, which would be the 5 and the 6, and that gives you 11 plus 8 square root of 2. And here's our answer. Okay? I'm suspecting this is going to be the one you have the most trouble with, but it's not as difficult as it may seem. It is going to take a little bit of practice, and you make sure that you write down any questions you have now, and that way on Monday when I ask, you are able to remember what your question is, and you can come ask me. Now remember, they're clarification questions. Why did you do this? How did you get this? Okay? With those kind of questions, I can help. Alright? So also make sure you have good instructional steps that will help you. Okay? So anyways, have a great weekend, guys, and I'll see you on Monday. Remember, WASP will be here, and you need to be on, you need to be on your best behavior. Have a great weekend.